we go to the fourth main division or fourth main part of the bronchopulmonary tree. The fourth part is known as the tertiary or segmental bronchi. You know, when we started, I talked about segmentectomy. So listen clearly so that you will understand what segmentectomy is. The secondary or lobar bronchus will further divide, giving rise to the tertiary or segmental bronchus. The right lung has 10 tertiary or segmental bronchus, while the left lung has 8 to 10 segmental bronchus. I repeat, the right lung normally has 10 segmental bronchus, while the left lung has 8 to 10 segmental bronchus. Now, each segment of the lung has, in fact, each segment of the lung is independent, structurally independent, in the sense that they have their own supply, their own arterial blood supply, and their own venous supply. As you can see, this is the lungs. We have the anterior view and the posterior view. I forgot to tell you about the helium of the lung. It is at the helium of the lung that the bronchus or bronchi enters the lung. Also, we have the pulmonary arteries and pulmonary veins. They enter into the lung and leave the lung through the helium of the lung. Normally, we also have lymph nodes on the helium of the lungs. Remember, all arteries carry oxygenated blood except pulmonary arteries, and all veins carry deoxygenated blood except pulmonary veins, which is why the veins here are red instead of blue. If you do not understand this, in no distant time, we're going to be going fully into cardiovascular system. So stay tuned to Anatomy Made Easy. I was talking about the segmentectomy. I said that each segment of the lung is structurally independent, in the sense that they have their own supply of blood, both arteries and their veins, and their own segment of the bronchi. So because of this, if this is a segment, this is a segment, this is a segment, what this means is that if a segment of the lung is infected, either due to cancer or any other disease, that segment can be removed independently and it will not affect the other segments of the lungs because it is structurally independent. Each segment of the lung is structurally independent. The next part of the bronchopulmonary tree after the tertiary or segmental bronchus are the bronchioles. I want you to see something. Notice that from the trachea down to the bronchi, down to the secondary bronchi, down to the tertiary or segmental bronchi, there are cartilages. These are C-shaped ring cartilages. See how they circle the main bronchus. This is the carina. See how they circle the main bronchus. See how they circle all around here. But the more the division, the lesser the cartilages are. So that at the level of the bronchioles, there are no cartilages. We have two parts of the bronchioles. I want you to see the bronchioles as smaller bronchi. The two parts of the bronchioles are, they have the terminal bronchioles and the respiratory bronchioles. The terminal bronchioles and the respiratory bronchioles. From the respiratory bronchioles, we now have the alveoli, which is the sixth part of the bronchopulmonary tree. The alveoli are the functional unit of the respiratory system. The functional unit of the respiratory system are the alveoli. They are very important because it is at these alveoli that gaseous exchange takes place. This is a better view of the alveoli. The alveoli is made up of the alveoli duct, the alveolar duct, the alveolar sac, and the alveoli. Alveolar duct, alveolar sac, and the alveoli. Yes. Now, I talked about, at the beginning of this video, I talked about the surgeries performed on the lungs. I mentioned pneumonectomy, which is the surgical removal of a whole lung. I mentioned lobectomy, which is the surgical removal of an entire lobe. I mentioned segmentectomy, which is a surgical removal of a segment of the lung. I want to mention one more surgery, which is the wedge resection. The wedge resection. The wedge resection is a form of surgery done on the lungs just to remove a two part of the lung that has been infected either by cancer or a tumor. Well, I hope you have understood the bronchopulmonary tree.